We'd like to get your opinion on something, your most honest opinion, if you will, because how you respond to what we're about to inquire will determine not only if you'd be a good candidate for our sales training program, it may also determine whether or not you should even continue watching this video.
There are 3 things we'd like to get your opinion on, and shortly after we reveal what these 3 things are, we'll dig a little bit deeper to really expand on what we're inquiring about.
First, how skilled are you personally at sales? I mean, we're talking about being incredibly gifted. On a scale of 1 to 10,
With 1 being the least skilled and 10 being the most.
would you consider yourself a 10, even maybe a 12?
Second, if you consider yourself incredibly skilled at sales, how likely is it that you can teach the right people in your business to do exactly what you do, as well as you do it, or even better, on every single service call or sales lead?
And third, if you are incredibly skilled, can you teach someone in your business to do it just as well as you or better? How much time do you have each day and each week to continue to impart your knowledge to your sales team in order to ensure they're running your leads just the way that you would?
Yeah, and finally, if you're incredibly skilled at sales, if you're able to teach your process to your team members and you have the time to work with them extensively on a consistent basis, is your process systematic enough that you can troubleshoot exactly what they're succeeding at or struggling with on a call-by-call basis?
For most of the business owners that we've been blessed to talk to, by the time we get to number 2, most of them are answering with a resounding no.
Yeah, and even if they had the ability to teach exactly what they do on a service call or a sales lead, they don't have the time. And in most instances, when they're being honest, they admit they don't have the patience either.
Yeah, and then they just throw their hands up and say they just don't understand why their team has such a hard time with their customers.
Yeah, and that it's just hard to teach what comes to them so naturally.
Yeah, and that they don't really have a process to follow. It's just, asking the right questions at the right time, and that it's just hard to teach what they do.
Yeah, and that every customer and every situation is different, so it's not really possible to have a specific sales process on every call.
And they don't want their guys to be high pressure either.
Yeah, or pushy.
Or to drop their price.
Or to kill their margins.
Or lose the leads that they shouldn't.
Yeah, or mislead customers or get the company bad reviews, and the list goes on and on.
And this is where we come in. At Synergy Learning Systems, we've created systematic sales processes that can be duplicated over and over and over again.
Our processes are robust, they're comprehensive, and they incorporate every single thing we've proven and perfected here at Synergy.
Yeah, from the mindset to servitude to effective listening to our wordsmithing, to our influential sentence structure, it's all included.
And one of the things our clients love most is because it's systematic, they can determine exactly where a lost sale went wrong.
And then refer back to our extensive sales system and our training processes to absolutely ensure that their team gets better in the areas where they might be struggling. Allison, you know what I'm about to say next, right?
Well, I can only assume that since we just mentioned systems and processes, you're gonna start hollering about randomness and mediocrity.
Oh, yeah! That's a little Randy Macho Man Savage right there, don't you know? And that was a little Minnesota Nice. I lived there for 3 years as I was growing up when I was in grade school.
Well, are you gonna say it?
Yeah. When randomness rules, mediocrity reigns.
Whoop, there it is. There's a little tag team for you. Party people!
Okay, yes, it most certainly was. All right, seriously though, if we don't have key performance indicators in every area of our business, including our sales process, how will we know if we're getting better or worse?
Now, one thing is for certain, we've built numerous KPIs into our sales process in a page-by-page format, and we've designed it in such a way that anyone you plug into the Synergy sales system can continuously practice and perfect each individual component.
100%. What gets measured gets done. And no matter what business that I've been involved in or what industry that I've worked, when one of my salespeople loses a deal, I can simply ask them what the reason that the prospect gave for not moving forward.
Yeah, and whatever the reason is, they should have already addressed whatever the concern was proactively.
That's right. And if the prospect brings up a concern at the end, after we've asked for the order,
that we have failed to address previously,
we're going to sound annoying and pushy, like a used car, guys in plaid salesperson.
Yeah, we should never be surprised on a sales call. We do this every day. We do this as our professional career.
That's right.
Our prospect should not be more skilled at the art of sales or influence on one of our leads than we are.
No truer words have ever been spoken. I mean, if we're surprised by a prospect telling us that they need to get 3 bids or shop other brands,
or that our price is too high,
or that they can get the same thing cheaper somewhere else,
or any type of stall, like they want to think about it,
or sleep on it, or pray on it, or talk to their spouse, or that they don't make rash decisions, or that they're just shopping, or that they have a friend in the business, or that they know somebody that does the same thing we do.
Yeah.
If we're surprised by any of those things or not prepared to handle them like an absolute boss, then we either need to double down on improving our sales skills or perhaps look for a different career path.
Yeah. I'm sure we've made just about everyone sick reminding them of all these things that prospects say on just about every single sales call.
You know what the crazy thing is, though? It is the prospect's job to say these things. I mean, the prospect believes they have a fiduciary responsibility to themselves and to their family to say these kind of things.
Yeah, I mean, otherwise, if they don't say these things, they'll have a little something called buyer's remorse.
Exactly, and we want our prospect to say no a couple of times, to voice their concerns. However, if we've done our job as a true professional, then we will gently refer them back to a high service and high value conversation that we've had previously without ever becoming high pressure or pushy.
And I must say, the results almost seem like magic.
We do hear that a lot, but it's not magic. It's actually just psychology, which, Allison, you know much more about than most of the rest of us. You see, most of us drastically overcomplicate sales, and we therefore dread it.
Yeah, I know that I certainly used to. But when we implement a process built on character and integrity and learning about what the customer wants, sales actually becomes simple and enjoyable.
Yes, it does. When we make the process about serving others better than our competitors would even dream of, it does become enjoyable and, quite frankly, rewarding.
Yeah. So a moment ago, I mentioned learning about what the customer wants. Our customers say learning how to effectively listen to customers, helping the customer to feel heard and understood without feeling pressured, is one of the most dynamic and powerful parts of our programs here at Synergy.
Yeah, it certainly is. And while most sales processes have a small section where the prospect is asked a couple of questions, we seek to gather information and their opinions throughout the entire process.
Yeah, this ensures that the prospect stays engaged and feels like they're actually designing the solution themselves.
And if they've designed it, why wouldn't they want it?
Yeah, that doesn't mean that they're just going to easily agree and move forward at the end, though.
Of course not. And why is that?
Well, because it's their fiduciary responsibility to negotiate by telling us no in many different shapes and forms.
And it's our responsibility to have proactively prepared for each of these moments and be as skilled at our profession as an Olympic athlete, a brain surgeon, or a rocket scientist is at theirs. It is our job to influence our customers to choose us. And if it's our responsibility to bring business into our company, then we should be masters at doing just that. To save the prospect from making the wrong decision, from going with a competitor just because they're cheaper. This ain't about cheap. This is our gas and our electricity and our water. The wrong decision here could be the difference between life and death, or hundreds of thousands of dollars in damage. It goes far beyond comfort. Depending on the project, lives could be at stake. We must be prepared to do our job when the prospect does theirs, and their job is to tell us no. at least once or twice or even more. Our job is to stay in the game by serving them, by educating them, by finding out what's important to them, and then for us to be solving those challenges. Listen, sales is only three things. First, it's a transference of emotion. We must find a way to make this an emotional investment decision for the customer. We cannot just be a commodity, a model number or a box, a serial number, a brand. Now, second and third, sales is two sides of one coin. We must eliminate risk in doing business with us, and we must earn their trust. And if we can do those three things, eliminate risk, earn their trust, and make the decision emotional, well, our life in the world of sales will never be the same.
Well said. Very well said. And when you engage Synergy to work with you on your sales process, you'll learn how to do all of that and more.
That's right, a whole lot more. Allison, our prospects are like trained assassins, and they're just sitting back waiting for the right moment to take a salesman out.
Yeah, that's a great analogy and one that we use often. Prospects are just waiting for us to reveal ourselves as high-pressure, pushy salespeople.
Yep.
And as soon as they sense that we're one of those types, we might as well pack our bags and head out with our tail between our legs.
While our prospects may seem like a nice suburban couple that wouldn't harm a fly, we suggest that we all keep in mind that they are armed and dangerous and ready to take a salesperson out.
Yep. At Synergy, we've designed conversations that will help our prospect to relax, put their weapons down, so to speak.
Powerful conversations that not only put prospects at ease, we've also designed conversations to clearly communicate what they should be on the lookout for with the cheap guys without ever referring to a competitor by name.
As part of our sales program, we've also designed printed, customer-facing presentation materials that can be used by your team in your town with your customers.
Our clients also have the option to use these sales presentation materials in a PDF format on a tablet if they would prefer.
In addition to the customer-facing materials, a comprehensive 200-page manual accompanies this program. This manual enables participants to study, practice, retain, and role-play the specific nuances for each piece of the presentation long after they've completed the program.
And you can count on the fact that your team will be doing plenty of role plays. Each word, phrase, and sentence throughout the entire process has been chosen for a very specific purpose and will not require any further customization by your team.
That means that you can start implementing our systems and processes the very next day back in the field and continue improving by practicing voice inflections and tone during role plays following the program.
For an even more comprehensive list and specific things covered in our professional sales training programs, check out the detailed information here on our website accompanying this video.
And for more information on exactly how our on-site sales events, regional sales events, and virtual sales training programs work.
That's right. We've created extremely detailed videos that answer just about every question you may think of, including if you need some help financing the investment into our training, we got you covered there too.
Yeah, if you're considering investing in one of our programs, we believe you'll want to invest a few minutes reviewing our videos that describe our overall training philosophy.
And our videos covering detailed investment options for the programs that you're interested in, whether that be a regional, on-site, or virtual training program.
And how our money-back guarantees work and which programs they apply to.
As well as our video that outlines why business owners will need to initially attend our programs with their team members.
Now, before we wrap up this video, we have one more important thing to share.
That's right. As the use and evolution of the internet continues at breakneck speeds, today's consumer has become more educated than ever before, ultra price sensitive, and increasingly skeptical of contractors. Without comprehensive solutions to passionately and precisely describe what differentiates us from our competitors, we will consistently lose potential customers and therefore potential revenue.
Yeah, we are all working too hard to allow that to happen. This sales program will have your team serving your customers like a saint and generating more revenue and 5-star reviews than ever before.
Exactly. We must invest the time and resources necessary in a program that fits the culture and the character of our business to ensure that we're not setting ourselves up to lose the war before the battle has even begun.
When you implement our Synergy sales system, infusing more passion and enthusiasm into your sales process,
Through carefully crafted wording and storytelling,
you will begin generating more astonishing results than ever before.
it would be an honor for us to serve you and your team, and we hope to officially welcome you to the Synergy family very soon.